What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. For today's State of the Game video, we will be talking about the standard format of the Pokemon trading card game with Evolving Skies and, I guess, Celebrations being the newest legal standard set in October 2021. If you've never been here for one of my State of the Game videos before, basically, we're going to wrap up this standard format with Evolving Skies being the newest main set before we go into Fusion Strike, the next main set, and I'll discuss how fun and healthy and basically balanced the competitive format of the game is right now with this pool of sets and the current card design and whatnot. So, something to remember going into this: it's okay to critique things that you like. It is okay to critique things that you like. Yes, that's right. Even if you enjoy things, you can critique them. So that's what we'll be doing today. And welcome to Celio's Network. Be sure to sub. Shout out to my sponsors, PotownStore.com, CardTrooperGames.com, and PokemonCard.io. Leave a like and a comment with your thumb, and we're good to go. So, Evolving Skies, standard format. This might be the most positive state of the game I will have done in the well over a year that I've been doing state of the game videos. Now, I know what you're thinking. Corporate shill. We can see the Fusion Strike booster box there, back there, okay? No, I'm not. This is not corporate shill hashtag ad. I do think, I think we're going in a more healthy direction with card design lately. And the post rotation format, the very fresh post rotation format. Rotation just happened. No new sets aside from the mini celebration set have been added since. Um, yeah, I think we're getting better. So let's recap. Tag teams were horrible. Battle styles made the game a little bit better because Rapid Strike Urshifu is a skill intensive card. Chilling Reign was a little bit better, but tag teams were really showing their ugly face with Gengar Mimikyu deciding a lot of games. And ADP still being around, pairing with the birds. And then Evolving Skies, really, I think, Evolving Skies, I think, really captures the nature and the theme of VMAX Pokemon, and really the theme of Dynamax from the video game. Let's venture back to when Sword and Shield, the video games, first came out, and I was dabbling with the, like the ranked mode on VGC, but really just like doubles battles, the doubles formats of Sword and Shield when it first came out, before the meta was solved, and really even when the meta was kind of solved, because legendaries weren't allowed in the video game in the early ranked seasons. It kind of felt like Dynamax was making it so I could play a Pokemon I like and have somewhat of a chance, because Dynamax could happen to any of my Pokemon that were legal in the ranked season. So I could Dynamax any of my Pokemon, and it felt like it gave a lot of strategies and a lot of Pokemon. Not everything could be tier 1, but gave them a fighting chance. Now, I feel like in the standard format, a lot of V and VMAX Pokemon, mostly VMAX Pokemon, have a fighting chance. Now, this is not to say that, Lapras VMAX is tier 1, right alongside of, Zacian V and Leafeon VMAX and Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX and, the big names. But you can pick a rogue VMAX like Dracozolt VMAX or Lapras VMAX, or what are some other good rogue ones that aren't actually like seeing play? I think we'll stick with Dracozolt and Lapras VMAX. Those are some good examples. Um and or Vaporeon VMAX, like I did. I did pretty well at Vaporeon VMAX, even though it was seeing zero play. I think you can kind of take a VMAX that you like and it is, decent enough. It's not complete garbage, but it's not tier S, double S plus plus A, and you can do something with it in this format. I That's how I truly feel about this Evolving Skies format, and I think that's kind of the nature of Dynamax in the video game, at least what they were going for, at least how it felt to me in the early seasons of Sword and Shield, the video game. And I think they've designed most VMAXs to be somewhat close in range of power to each other. Now, I will say the early VMAXs kind of stunk. And I will say most VMAXs are very bland and uninspired, especially compared to GXs. Now, this isn't a video where we're looking ahead, but just for a moment, I do think V stars capture obviously an attribute of the GX Pokemon and the GX mechanic, and V Pokemon will eventually not be so bland. But what we have to work with right now, V Unions, by the way, are just not played in competitive Pokemon. Maybe Ultra Ball will change that. I'm not sure, but V and V Max, they're very uninspired cards. It takes a lot to get creative with them because really you're just hitting each other back and forth for 200 plus damage for a few energies. With that gameplay out of the way and with the blandness of the cards out of the way, it is very nice to see a diverse metagame and a diverse selection of decks. I can confidently say I could probably list 10 decks right now off the top of my hand. uh, Off the top, list 10 decks on my hand off the top of my head that if I was doing like a grab bag deck for a tournament, I wouldn't feel bad about playing. We got Dragapult, we got Jolteon, Leafeon, Rapid Strike Urshifu, Single Strike Urshifu, Suicune Ludicolo, Ice Rider, Sylveon VMAX decks, and then we get into the ones that I don't like too much, Zacian, Zamazenta, Shadow Rider, but we also got some rogue decks. We got Vaporeon VMAX variants. Um, we got Victini VMAX. There's more than a handful of decks that are seeing play competitively, and as competitive as it gets right now. We're still in the online tournament era of the game. Um, but there are quite a handful of decks available, and a range of different decks doing different things. Even though a lot of them are VMAXs, we do have a nice share of spread damage and like building up over time decks like Dragapult VMAX and Jolteon VMAX, and even Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX decks that are focused on rapid flow. We have Suicune Ludicolo, which is using two different stage 2s, three different stage 2s if you count each different Inteleon, which is very cool. We're seeing rare candy in a deck, in a tier 1 deck, and possibly one of the best decks in format. We're seeing rare candy, so that's exciting. Decks with multiple VMAX like Urshifu Umbreon and Rapid Strike Urshifu Vaporeon. There's decks that you can take conservative matchup spreads with, like Leafeon, and then decks that you can take very drastic drastic or volatile matchup spreads like Dragapult that has a hard time against Dark but a good time against fighting. I think the diversity is very, very good, like very good right now, because there are a lot of VMAXs that are fairly equal to each other in strength, but at the cost of their gameplay is pretty bland and the card design is pretty uninspired for a lot of them. With having just one attack on cards, or you know an ability that doesn't get used in an attack, or two attacks but you're never using the second one. But then you got like Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which helped that a lot, because Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX has two attacks. They're both great. There are times in the game where you want to use one or the other, or you have a hard decision between both though. And then you got Single Strike Urshifu Umbreon, where the Vs and the VMAXs are good attackers. So we do have these glistening highlights of the V Maxes, of the card design of the V Maxes, but for the most part, a lot of the card design is bland. So versatile, A plus. It's a very versatile metagame and competitive standard format. If you count, VMAX and VDEX being that. Single prize decks are pretty much nowhere to be found. You'll have your Decidueye or your Rapid Strike Malamar around, but with the spread and snipe strategies being very popular, it's quite hard for those decks to see success consistently or to perform, to perform consistently over the course of a tournament. But the way I look at it is tag teams or gatekeeping single prizers anyway, especially, ADP and then anything that could heal like Luke Metal. Um, VMAXs were designed to, they need a mechanic, their new mechanic for Sword and Shield, but it has to do good against tag teams. Now, VMAXs outvalue single prize Pokemon by quite a lot. And right now, I've just kind of thrown in the towel on single prize Pokemon. We'll get back there eventually. Go watch my History of Power Creep video where I talk about the transitions of all of this. I do think we can get back there eventually if the designers want to. Right now, I'm happy to have a game worth playing. A format that I'm having fun with, that I'm seeing a lot of different decks that I can, you know, I can tell somebody, yeah, a beginner, like, yeah, you can pick up a competitive top 10 deck for 30 to 50 bucks. That's completely true. Zacian Dragapult. Uh, Zacian Dragapult, it's not a deck. Zacian or Dragapult. I just want to make that clear. Um, it's not that frustrating right now like it was. It's not the best format, but it's good. I finally feel like I'm back in pre-tag team era, when even in some of, looking back, the most disgusting formats or tournament metagames are just really bad mechanics or card designs. I never really complained. I was just happy to be playing the Pokemon trading card game. There were definitely times where it was less fun for me, so I naturally played less, but it never hit me like it did with tag teams, and especially, uh, the later formats with tag teams in them. And I finally feel like I can go back to that. I'm not constantly thinking, oh my god, like I just want to enjoy a game of Pokemon and I can't because of all these just design flaws, and I don't feel like we're there anymore. Now I just feel like we're in a run-of-the-mill Pokemon TCG format. Some things are cool, some things are bad. Would I like Reset Stamper N in the format? Absolutely. Would I like 3 prize Pokemon to not exist? Yes. But I'm having fun. I think the format's versatile. There's enough skill happening in the game between sequencing and deck building and deck choice and micro and macro decisions. It's not the most it's ever been, but it's not completely vacant, so that's very nice. There's some luck in the game. The most of the luck, I don't even think there's like coin flipping kind of luck. It's more so just going first, second, or whiffing an energy first or second kind of luck. Um, yeah, so the game's not perfect right now. Pretty much no game is ever perfect, except for Pokemon in 2008 to 2009ish, 10ish, DP era. But um, it's good. It's solid. It's fine. I'm happy with the state of the game right now, and Evolving Skies did a lot for it. It brought in a lot of evolution Pokemon that can all be played. Umbreon, Leafeon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, all great cards. Am I forgetting it? Sylveon, all great cards. Not all of them are being played competitively, but it's nice to see all those VMAXs come out on one set, and that's not even all the VMAXs of the set, just the evolutions, and so many of them are playable. And when I say playable, I don't mean you can go 3-3 at a tournament with them. I mean more like you can actually win tournaments with all of these decks. Um, yeah, so I think we're in a good spot, and I hope we just keep improving with future sets and the future development of the game from here on out. Uh, I will say, hopefully, with V Stars, the designers did see that 3 prizers are something they need to throttle back from, and also, Mr. Nagashima mentioned in the Celebrations article on Pokemon.com that the GX mechanic was either his or the design team's favorite mechanic they've designed. I forget which one it was, but basically they just took GX Pokemon and forgot about the GX part with V and VMAX. And I sorely wish that we could have just started at battle styles. Forget everything else in Sword and Shield. Just start at battle styles, because that's when the game it started feeling like Pokemon again with battle styles. From Sword and Shield to Vivid Voltage, I don't know what was going on, but I never want to go back there again. And right now, I'm happy playing the Pokemon trading card game and looking forward to the future of it. Um, so hopefully one day we won't have three prizes in the format, but for now, it's fine with it. You know, we've got a versatile, solid format, so I'm happy with where we are. Hope to get better in the future. So, of course, I'm just one person. Let me know your thoughts about the current state of the Pokemon TCG in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for daily Pokemon TCG content. Leave a like with the thumb up or even with the thumb down. I'll take any engagement I can get because I am a dirty corporate shill. Be sure to comment as well for extra engagement points. And shout outs to PotownStore.com, CardTrooperGames.com, PokemonCard.io. And I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.